Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Danny at 12 Again Sports and Outdoors, except it isn't. This is Brent at CMidTN. As a quick introduction, I started my web presence making photos of points of interest all around Middle Tennessee, but y'all probably aren't interested in that. In 2020, I started making baseball card videos, but I also tried a bunch of other concepts of a lot of the other things that I collect just to see what people would watch from my other hobbies. So today, I guess what one is world coins, and y'all probably aren't interested in watching a video of world coins either. Unless you want to learn about the time that the U.S. government made a dollar coin about Nolan Ryan, except they don't say it's Nolan Ryan. It just happens to look just like his 1991 Fleer card. That's the one with the yellow border. For my 5-pack hijack, I've been inspired by the way that I like the way that Danny opens up cards in unusual places. My favorite was when he went inside of a cave. That had to be pretty difficult. But he's gone to theme parks and then built more. And so I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to do my pack rips at some different points of interest of baseball fans around the Middle Tennessee area. So I got my envelope from Danny. I got envelope number 1. And since Danny is also a fishing channel, I figured I would take my hunting and fishing letter opener, and we're going to use that to carefully, I can use that to clean fish, I think. We're going to open up the envelope and see what packs we have in here. And so we're going to have 2022 Prism, 5 cards out of there, with the Wonder Bronco on the pack. We have ourselves a 2023 Topps Heritage. This red one's going to be another Topps Heritage. Is that the same thing, or a Series 1 or 2? I don't know. And then we're going to finish up with a couple of Topps Holidays. All right, so let's go out and get on the road. I mean, I think I could clean a fish with this. One of Danny's favorite players is a local kid here from Murfreesboro, David Price. That's one of his personal collecting people that he follows. David Price first played his minor league games here at McKnight Field in Murfreesboro. He went to high school in Murfreesboro, went to college at Vanderbilt in Nashville, and then in 2007 he was the #1 draft pick for the Rays. In 2016, to give back to his community, David Price helped fund this Murfreesboro Miracle Field here at the same place he played, McKnight Park. A Miracle Field is a special needs field that can help be more inclusive for more children to be able to play the game. There's also a playground here, but I don't want to show the kids that are playing out there right now. But one cool feature is this neat large granite baseball. Now it's almost winter, so they turned off the water, but this is one of those large floating granite balls that floats on about an inch of water, and you can walk up to it and spin it when the water's moving. And on this side you can see a David Price signature. And then here's the actual Miracle Field. And then part of that, they've also got these markers that go over David's life. First one had a picture from Little League, and then here's a picture from when he was at Blackman High School. And then we've got his days over at Vanderbilt. This one talks about being the number one draft pick for the Rays in 2007. He was an All-Star in 2010 and helped lead the Rays to the playoffs that year. And the final marker talks about being the Cy Young winner in 2012. So I think a fitting first spot to open this first pack of cards is going to be here in the grandstand. I guess I need a backdrop, but I don't have any David Price memorabilia that I can use right here. So we're going to use this, since it's about 32 degrees today, I'm going to use this Nashville Predators Zamboni plush toy, since it's so cold out here. And we might as well use another heralded Ray, but no longer heralded. We're going to go with this 22 Prism, a Panini Prism. I've never ripped any of these, so let's see what it's like. I'm going to start with an Alex Verdugo. Got Max Scherzer. I am a Rangers fan, so of course he spent the last year and a couple of months with Texas, so good to see that. And then I already shown the, we've got another Alex Verdugo, but this one is a green. So let's see, is that one numbered? This one is numbered out of 125. Then our next one is a turned upside down. So that, does that mean anything? It is an auto. So we're already off to a good start. Mike Baumann, a rookie autograph. Now, I'll admit that I don't follow the National League, so I don't know who that is. The wind is blowing the pack of cards away, so I better go cash that before it gets too far. But got a lot of color on this last one also for a Chris Bryant Fearless. So this is a really good way to start. Here we are in Nashville's downtown Bicentennial Mall, where we have this plaque on the heritage of baseball in Nashville. You can pause this if you want to read it, but it talks about how some of the Civil War soldiers started playing baseball near here at a sulfur spring. The spot where those Civil War soldiers played eventually became a local park in 1870. And then they realized that eventually people would want to watch games being played there. So in 1885, they added a wooden grandstand. And then the next thing you know, when minor league baseball became a thing, there was games played at this spot. And it became known as Sulphur Dell. And because of its long history, it was named baseball's most historic park. The team who played here most of the time was the Nashville Vols. So there's more than one Vols in athletic team in Tennessee. So games were played here until 1963, but then the stadium was torn down in 1969, and it became a parking lot for many decades. But when it was time for Nashville to have a new ballpark for the Sounds, they used the old spot of Sulphur Dell, and this is now First Horizon Park. This tribute to Sulphur Dell is on the back of the center field wall here at First Horizon Park. One of the most iconic things of First Horizon Park is the guitar-shaped scoreboard, which is a full video board in the middle of that guitar. So we're outside the stadium right now, but that's what it looks like. If you saw the recent video from Mr. Beast starring Ronaldo, there was a segment starring Bryce Harper taking swings, competing against a Little League player. That was filmed here, although it wasn't mentioned anywhere in the video, but the guitar-shaped scoreboard gives it away. We are now behind the stadium, where there is a series of historic markers that talk about the early history of baseball in Nashville. So you can pause and read each of these if you want. Up in front of us on the back of the stadium is this nice mural talking about showing some of the history of the Nashville Sounds. In the end, we have scenes of the old Sulphur Dell, which is right here. And then the bottom of the end is my favorite old logo of the Nashville Sounds, showing a guy swinging a guitar. The letter A shows the old Greer Stadium. S might be the most interesting thing on here. Don Mattingly was one of the early favorite players here of the Nashville Sounds. He was here when it was the Double-A team for the Yankees. In the H is Skeeter Barnes, who is a longtime fan favorite who played here for several seasons through the 1980s. V shows the new stadium. I is for the Sounds mascot Gapper. And then we move over to the letter E in Nashville, and we have the country music star races featuring Johnny Cash, Reba, and I think George Jones. While we're walking around the outside, here are some baseball places to lock your bicycle. And then we also have a statue for Coach Ed Temple. He was the track coach at Tennessee State University here in Nashville, but he was also the Olympic coach for the 1960 women's track team, where one of the most famous athletes out of that was Wilma Rudolph, who is also from the Middle Tennessee. The stadium is also home to Fish Boy. And since we're talking about Nashville's heritage, now would be a good time to open a pack of heritage. We can thank the bobblehead for R.A. Dickey for holding that for us. So let's see, we've got Corey Julks, Mauricio Dubon, Ildemaro Vargas, Robbie Grossman, Estuary Ruiz as a rookie, Zach Greinke back with the Royals, Masataka Yoshida, Peyton Battenfield, and Gus Varland. So who is the best card in here? I don't know. Maybe the rookie for Ruiz. Didn't he have the most steals as a rookie this year? All right, on to our next spot. We are now at a Nashville site called St. Cloud Hill. In the Civil War, this was used as a fort and is most known to people as Fort Negley. After the Civil War, this land was left undeveloped for many decades, and then in the 1930s, the FDR administration decided they wanted to reconstruct the park so that it would look like it did during the Civil War. However, World War II came around, and all the plans, the money, and the workforce to do that dried up. After a couple more decades, the land fell into disrepair and was closed off to everybody. So what does that have to do with sports? Well, when they sealed off the entire area, they decided to open up the south side of the hill for some recreation areas. And for instance, there were some baseball fields that were placed here. It had been about 15 years after the Nashville Vols minor league baseball team was taken away that Larry Smitto led a group of investors to try and bring minor league baseball back to Nashville. He enlisted the help of local sporting goods store owner Walter Nipper, and because the city wasn't going to help give them any tax money to build a stadium, he also partnered with country music stars like Conway Twitty and Jerry Reed to build Greer Stadium, and that is the site that is right here next to Fort Negley. Now in 2016, the Sounds were done playing here and moved to First Tennessee Park, which is now First Horizon Park, and there's not much of the stadium that's left. You can see there is the shape of a stadium. You can see a different color of grass where the infield dirt used to be, but there's no stadium here anymore. You can kind of see some sloping, and people have since then come in and graffitied what is left of the walls, but this was left as a wasteland for about 4 years until it was finally just completely demolished. But you can see the shape of where the grounds are, and I think it's neat where the old infield dirt is. You can kind of see a different color of the grass right there. But of course, home plate and the seating behind it would have been over here, so is the press box. The most famous feature about Greer Stadium was its guitar-shaped scoreboard. That was added in 1993. And it wasn't, the scoreboard part didn't fill the entire guitar, but what was nice, I don't know my guitar parts, the long handle part of the guitar had the inning score listed along the, I guess that's the neck of the guitar. And then the little tuning frets were little advertisements. There were more rectangular advertisements on the main face of the guitar. And so for years they were wondering what would happen to it. And then eventually it went up for sale, and it ended up right here. And a lot of people don't know about its new location. There's very little evidence left that this ever was a stadium, or that the Sounds ever played here. You've got some old gates that have been knocked over. But on the outside of the stadium, we have this old baseball diamond that was actually part of the concrete. And then finally up here we have an actual Sounds logo. So I have an old replica of what Greer Stadium used to look like. You can see the guitar-shaped scoreboard there in the outfield wall. At the old Greer Stadium site, we're going to do a pack rip of Topps Holiday. It's not that cold of a day today as yesterday, but it is very windy. And so let's see who our cards are going to be. We have Max Muncy. Whoa, Max Muncy. Okay, I'm just going to have to hold these. Devin Williams, Brendan Doyle, Cody Bellinger, we got a rookie of Naoki Uesawa. We've got a silver parallel of Francisco Alvarez. We've got Victor Scott II, rookie card. We've got a Shane McClanahan with the Rays. From my Texas Rangers, you've got Anadolis Garcia. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's the card of the pack, unless we get a real banger right here. And we've got Lane Thomas. All right. We are at a new city park called the Outfield. Real estate developers created this little park. It's in front of a new Live Nation building. This is part of the Wedgwood Houston neighborhood, so you'll see that name in a couple of places. So on the scoreboard, they removed the digital scoreboard part of this, and they also took away the ads, but they've added a Sounds logo. They put the name Nashville and Music City out of neon lights on here, and then they also outlined the shape of the guitar with neon lights. I like how they preserved the inning and total scores there at the end of the neck. But one of my favorite things here that I was not expecting was how they recreated the outfield wall out of intermodal cargo containers. So the old batter's eye is just had a solid dark green color, and that today is a concert stage. But then also they have recreated some outfield advertisements on the rest of these containers. So you'll see some of these ads would be perhaps things that you used to see at Greer Stadium, but then for the rest of the wall, they will include some famous Nashville businesses such as Prince's Hot Chicken, or they'll have some other ads for companies that are local in this particular part of town. But I also like how they recreated the old Universal Tire sign with the actual tire on it. So this is one of those hit it here and win a suit kind of places. So if someone could have hit a home run through the tire, and just think how hard that would have been, you could win a prize. But then when you actually walk out of this part of the park, cross the tracks, when you go to the back of it, they have added something new to this scoreboard. They painted a acoustic guitar look to the back of it. This is what we could see when we were at the Greer Stadium site. So this is how it looks here. I think this is really well done, the way they added this. And then I also think it's neat how the back of these intermodal cargo containers, you can see some volume knobs, like you can adjust the sound for a country music recording. So this is Brent from the future. I tried going to the outfield and opening a pack of cards, but they actually had something going on that day, some kind of little street fair or a whole lot of vendors set up. I wanted to open my next pack of holiday there, and I wasn't able. So I used some old footage that I took earlier this year, and I just decided to come home and open up this pack. So for my background here, I have a couple of Bible bobbleheads. Something else that Nashville put Nashville on the minor league baseball map was about 15 years ago. We are the buckle of the Bible Belt, and so as giveaways, they had some Bible bobbleheads. So I ended up with Noah and Jonah on here, and so they are going to be the backdrop for me opening up this Topps Holiday pack, my second pack. So let's get into this second Topps Holiday. Trying to open this in a way where I can't see what's on the inside. And we've got ourselves Jeremy Pena. We've got, that's pretty good, our Yamamoto rookie. So Noah's going to hold that for us. And then we've got Stephen Kwan. There is another good hit right there. We've got the Ellie De La Cruz rookie. So my wife's a big fan of his as a Reds fan. Next card is going to be, we've got another silver. We've got the Yamamoto in silver. So that is a nice pickup right there. So very happy for that one. Next card is going to be Julio Rodriguez. And so I've only got 2 bobbleheads here, so he is relegated to not being on a bobblehead. Next we're going to have Curtis Mead, rookie card. Owen White has a rookie card, Ranger fan, so happy to not have to pay a quarter for that one. Manny Machado, so we've got more another star player here with the Padres in the camo. And Randy Arozarena as a Mariner. I didn't realize that they had updated his picture after the trade deadline trade this year. So here we go, 2 Yamamoto rookies, including the parallel and then Ellie. I'm now in downtown Nashville. I am across the river from downtown on the East Bank. I'm coming to you from a windy Shelby Street pedestrian bridge where they have a bunch of Titans banners hanging from the rafters here at this bridge. During hockey season, they replace all these with the Nashville Predators players. I had trouble thinking of another baseball site, so this is what we're going to come up with. This is the old building that was the headquarters for the Nashville Barge Company. That was what was done here on the East Bank. Many years ago, they used to build barges here downtown, but the company went out of business when they were bought by Yankees owner George Steinbrenner, who incorporated them with his company. The Barge Company building remained vacant for many decades, although they recently turned it into an event venue. But the rest of the land became the new home of the Titans Nissan Stadium, which opened up here a little over a couple of decades ago. But they are building a new Titan Stadium that's supposed to be about a couple $1 billion. You can see the cranes out there in the background. So this is where we're going to open up our final pack of cards. The Titans and the Predators, they don't have that long of a heritage here in downtown Nashville, but we figured this would be the time to open the last pack of heritage. For our backdrop of this video, I think I showed this earlier, this is a Nashville Predators catfish. Now that's not their mascot, but maybe Nashville does have a nice hockey heritage starting with this instead of a hat trick throwing hat on the ice. And this kind of goes back to when Detroit would throw an octopus on the ice. So the Nashville, they'll sometimes throw a catfish on the ice, and so the gift shop has some of these catfish for sale. And so we're going to open our pack of heritage right here. So let's go ahead and open that up, see who we get. And by slow rolling the first pack of heritage, we didn't get anybody out of here, so let's try it again. We're going to have John Birdie, Spencer Strider. Okay, at least that's a pretty good player. Hopefully he won't be hurt this next year, and that's his Gold Cup rookie. We've got a flashback to Joe Morgan with 7 RBI by the 3rd inning. I think that was actually passed by, if that was a record, I think it was passed by Ivan Rodriguez. We've got Seiya Suzuki, Jose Iglesias, Corbin Burns, no longer with the Brewers. We'll see where he ends up next season. Brady Singer, just traded to the Reds this offseason. Freddie Freeman, really popular around here when he helped win the World Series with the Braves, and he did it again with the Dodgers this past season. And then we'll finish with an Alex Call rookie card. All right. So who is the best card out of here? Well, was that that Morgan was an insert. I don't know if that's a big one or not, but a couple of stars. Maybe Freddie Freeman. All right, so now that I've ripped all the packs, I've had a chance to go back and make sure I didn't miss any short prints, any varieties, image varieties, anything like that. No, I pretty much found everything there was to find already. So I think I've got the best cards here. The Verdugo numbered to 125 goes for about $1 or $2. The Mike Baumann with the Orioles rookie goes for a couple of dollars. The Ellie De La Cruz rookie goes for a couple of dollars, but probably the best card out of here is the Yamamoto, a silver parallel, which goes for about $4 or $5 when you check the used listings, the sold listings on eBay. I hope you enjoyed my look at Nashville baseball sites. I know that's not for everybody, but if you did find that interesting, I've got an extended cut that I'm releasing on my own channel, so please make sure to check that out. Also, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to Danny at 12 Again Sports and Outdoors. Let's make sure he gets to 1,000 subs. We need him to get the recognition he deserves here. It just occurred to me that the first time I ever went to Greer Stadium, I was 12, so again, that kind of fits with the 12 Again Sports and Outdoors. And one more thing, did you catch all the fish in the video? If you caught them all, tell me how many fish there were in the video. Leave that in the comments down below. We'll see if everyone's right. And it's time for Danny's outro, so I'll let Tennessean Evan Carter give on the way out. So we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.